custard-filled nightmare. But
it'd be all your points.
It would be all my points for the day. It really would. Yeah.
You'd be all out of points. You got to spread those points out, son.
I'm all out of points. I'm so lost without you.
I can't go to
Eat a donut.
Justine Bateman will be pissed. All right.
She will, too.
She probably will. All right, time for show. Here we go, everybody. Back it in, and here we go. We're going to start it off, and it begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, to the cookie drive-up.
Angelina Jolie is eternal.
How many maggots does it take to cure me?
Your boss stinks, so sue him hard.
Hi, pasta, and welcome to my pants.
Therapy Thursday and more, and pasta, on this episode of The Morning Stream.
The results are in. Cats have made Tidy Cat 3 America's #1 cat box filler.
Who do you have for us now, John?
The Morning Stream. They sleeps in the raw with their maw and paw.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to TMS. It is the Morning Stream for March 28th. It's a Thursday. It is 2019, and I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. I think. I don't know. I took a... So, the night before I punched Kim in the night because I had a dream and I swung at my wife.
Please, if this is a news story to anybody, please go back and listen to yesterday's episode because it's going to sound horrible.
Yeah, I noticed, by the way,
context.
Scott Proclaims Twitter account, without any context, posted, I punched my wife yesterday on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then he deleted it, so he must have thought better of it after. But yeah, you need context for that. Basically, I had a horrible dream, and in the dream, I was taking swings at something, and I woke up, and I was swinging in bed, and it almost hit Kim, and she grabbed me and made me stop, and I woke up. Anyway, that's the backstory of it. But because of that, I was like, I need a good night's sleep tonight, and I was laying there in bed at like 11 going, I can't sleep again. This is going to suck. I'm going to have more weird dreams. Like, why am I even doing this? So I took a Benadryl. Because sometimes a Benadryl's all you need. Just a one. I don't even take two like they tell you to take for a full-size adult. You just take the one, and man, those things send me careening off into happy land, sleepy time. And I slept like a rock last night, but now I'm groggy as hell this morning. Just kind of me.
I will say that today, this morning, or the last night into this morning, first night since that time change that shall not be mentioned. Voldemort saving time. This is the first time I haven't woken up at 4:30 or 4 o'clock and been awake for the rest of the morning. And I took something that I picked up at Sprouts called Sleep Through. And it's little jar of gel cap pills. I don't know what's in it. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's something I should consider, especially because I should bring these down. But the gel caps are filled with something that can only be described as dark green, almost black something. If you were to see this on a plate, you would say, take this back to the kitchen and bring me something else. But the fact that I'm just willingly saying, oh, yeah, that looks good. I'll take 2 of these. Burp. And, but still, it worked like a charm.
Oh, so, I found it. Gaia Herbs Sleep Through. Vegan liquid capsules, 60 count. Non-habit forming herbal sleep aid promotes restorative sleep. It's on Amazon as well. Let's see here.
Yeah.
They got
worked like a charm. I'll say that.
Really? And you're not all groggy this morning or anything weird like that? Okay.
No. Woke up, shot out of a cannon is what I woke through. Woke up to.
Organic ashwagandha is
good.
in there.
Okay, well, now I know what's in it, and I feel a lot better.
That's for adrenal support, it says. And it says it contains no melatonin.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. The night before, I did melatonin, and still woke up at 4 o'clock. So, I mean, melatonin gets me to sleep fine. The problem is staying asleep is the issue.
All right. I mean, I'm willing to try anything at this point. It looks like it's made of just flower shit, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's herbal flower shit.
Yeah.
Ask for it by name.
One of my favorite reviews in here is one that the headline says, "This is a great sleep aid, 1 star." It says
nice.
here, "This is a great sleep aid, but after using this product every night for 2 months, let's see, I have horrible diarrhea." Oh, that's not good.
Oh, good. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll
Maybe don't use them every night.
Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, who knows? That person could be.
I guess I'll have to be. I'll report back if that turns out to be a problem. And if it's that dark black, dark green, almost black, color, then I'm really gonna worry.
Oh yeah, you don't want that. Nobody wants that. So last night I had. So other than that, everything's fine. I'm just a little bit groggy this morning, so I seem a little out of it today. I apologize. It is what it is. But last night I was really good yesterday. I did a jog in the morning, a walk in the afternoon, some push-ups. I ate well. I didn't do points like you, but I was being good. And then I did something bad, Brian. Bad.
Oh no, what did you do, Scott?
9:30 p.m. The clock goes click, and I go, so we didn't really eat dinner, but that's okay because we're losing weight. So I'm going to lay here and not worry about it. And then on TV, somebody's making sugar cookies on some food thing.
Uh-huh.
And I went, I got to have a sugar cookie. I got to have one. And I'm talking like the thick, sugary ones with like the pink frosting on top. You know the kind I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like it's almost an impenetrable force field of pink frosting.
Yes. And it sounded so good, and I don't know why it did. And so Kim and I just did a quick little 9:30 date run down to this place called Swig, where they their entire reason for existing is they make mixed soda drinks. So you can go in there and say, "Oh, I'll have the Happy Pappy" or whatever, and it's got like this much Dr. Pepper, this much Mountain Dew, a little bit of coconut, and some cherry oil or whatever.
So they do basically what we all did as soon as we got a hold of one of those serve yourself soda machines.
Yep. Yep, exactly. What do they call it? We called that we called it something.
Kamikaze.
No, we called it something else. Sewage water or something.
Oh God.
We call it whatever it was. It was not a nice term, but anyway, yeah, it's basically that. But they've got combinations that are pretty good. Like, it actually tastes like the thing they say it's going to taste like, and they're good.
Sure,
it's a fun little place. You can also just get a big ass Coke if you want. Like their entire business is that, and then these homemade, amazing sugar cookies that are to die for, and it's this little chain that's just exploded here in the valley, and lots of teenagers go there. That's kind of the thing. But we're out there, definitely not swamp water. That's it. That's what we used to call it, swamp water.
Okay.
So we go in there, we go through the drive up. That's the best part is they have a drive up. You don't have to get your ass in the store. You just go drive through.
Yes, you can get that fat delivered to your face without having to step out of the vehicle.
Yep. So we pulled up to the window and she said, "Hello, sir, ma'am. What can I help you with?" And we said, "Yes, we just want 2 sugar cookies, please, at 9:30 at night." It's the most desperate sounding, like, stupid food run in the history of food runs, but we did it.
And it feels like Utah has marijuana, recreational marijuana available, right? 9:30 sugar cookies, man. Let's go through the drive up.
I know. I don't have an excuse though. I don't have a good
excuse. I do like how you try and it was a little impromptu date. No, it was you guys seeing a commercial for cookies and then driving out and getting cookies.
Yeah, there was no date. There was no date. We tried.
Kim is supposed to be the responsible one.
I know.
I'm gonna have to have a talk.
I know.
With her
She lost it last night, so just same as me. And usually she is the one of reason. She'll go, "Honey, you don't want to do that. You told me to stop. You do." "Oh, but I just want 3 more bags of chips." No, you can't.
Right.
Eat the thing.
Right.
Not last night. She's like, "Ooh, yeah, let's go." We hopped out of our slumber, our half slumber, got in the car, rushed over here, and did our thing. So, anyway, I don't know. It was good. It was a good cookie.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good, and I was good all day. And I don't know if I neutralized my whole good day or if it, wasn't that big a deal.
Oh, certainly, yes. Yeah,
Really?
absolutely. Yes.
That's depressing.
One step forward, 2 steps back, Scott Johnson. But at least there's 2 steps back through the drive-thru.
Yeah. Now, I had, when I was a teenager, doing this was no big deal. Like, Nick will come home with Popeye's chicken boxes and stuff, and he's still, 6'2" and slender as crap and all muscly and just a
good metabolism still.
Yeah, that's it. And I keep telling him, I'm like, Nick, look at this. Just look at this. This is what I was you. Now I'm you. Or now I'm what you will be.
I was you. Now I'm Moo.
I'm now the sound a cow makes. Anyway, I have some regrets, but not that many. It was really good.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Like really
How'd your move? Is Tristan back home? Speaking of sons, is he
Tristan is back home. Yesterday we spent the whole afternoon moving him out of his apartment and back into the house.
Ugh.
Into what we're still calling the spare bedroom. We're not going to call it Tristan's room.
Well, originally it was going to be. Weren't you going to convert it into something, or were you always going to keep it as a spare bedroom? I can't remember.
We basically took the spare bedroom that was here downstairs.
Yeah.
And moved everything up to what was Tristan's room, and then this is now the makerspace. So it's got the 3D printers out of earshot. It's got the table where I assemble packages that go out. If I need to do any work on Bill's gun, I can do that there.
Where do you have? Which room do you have the big pit in that you lower the basket with the lotion in it? Which one's that one?
That's in the sub basement.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't want to confuse. I got confused. Sorry, I wasn't even supposed to bring that up. Yeah, forget what I said. I'll fix that in post. It's fine.
If you pull a copy of Roget's Thesaurus off of my bookcase there behind me, you just pull it slightly. That bookcase slides open next to the Tempest machine.
Does it
actually
just tip?
What you do is you have to get a score that ends with a 1, 9, 1, 4, or 9 on Tempest.
Yeah.
And then end your game, and it'll automatically turn into a doorway that takes you down to the sub basement.
Fantastic. I hope she's doing okay. I mean, I hope everything's fine in there. Yeah.
Chris Isaac will never find it. He'll never ever find it down there.
Okay, good. Well, that's awesome. So, but did it no injuries, and you didn't throw your back
no
out?
Injuries.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's funny. I was gonna try and get a bike ride in yesterday.
Yeah.
And because it was like 70-degree weather, it was absolutely gorgeous here for the first time in months.
Right.
And just was so wiped out from hauling mattresses and box springs and dressers and all this stuff. And let me tell you how prepared that kid was for the move. He had everything pretty much set in that room the way it's been for the last several months.
Wow.
So
like, almost like he knew exactly where everything went.
Up, nothing ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he just woke up because he had.
One of those deals. That's fun.
Right.
We're hardcore here when we move. We're like
yeah.
Boxes are labeled and structured properly, taped properly. They all know what room they're meant to go in when the move's over. They Tetris themselves into the moving truck perfectly.
Absolutely, yes.
We barely need anyone's help, but you have to do it that way or else we go crazy if you don't do that. If you're stuffing clothes off of hangers into last-second bags and boxes or throwing it in the back of your car,
you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong! Do it right!
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Well, that's good. Enjoy that. How long is that supposed to be? He's got other plans, or what's the plan?
Yeah, he's working on. Basically, we're going to figure out a schedule for him to be saving up to either get an apartment with his girlfriend or get an apartment with 2 or 3 other people, probably this summer. But we're going to work on basically how much he needs to save to be kind of ready for that and all that stuff.
Correct me, maybe I'm totally remembering this wrong, but wasn't he living with a bunch of his D&D buddies or something, or what was that?
No, the other kid that was living with us, Simon, was living with his D&D buddies, and he was going to move out, and Tristan was going to move in, but then they kind of all decided, well, after Simon moves out, we have 2 months left on the lease. We're probably going to split off into smaller groups into other apartments, and so what was going to be a situation that he was just going to be able to slip right into turned into basically everyone saying, yeah, we don't want to live in a house with 6 people. It's going to be he and I go into one house or one apartment, this guy and this other guy go into another apartment, and they were going to take advantage of the fact that it was all coming to an end. So I was like, crap timing.
Yeah. Well, look, it's all part of the wicked path of life.
It is the experience of growing up.
Yep. You're getting out there in the real world. It's got its eye on you. You got your eye on it, and you got to move all your stuff around.
I know. And it's like a big sliding number puzzle, too. Once you get stuff into the house, it's like the hallway becomes, okay, well, we need to move this that way so we can get this through. Then we'll move that back, move this around it. That goes into the room. And you got 3 people doing that, and it could be mayhem. But, once Tina and I get involved, man, it is like a well-oiled machine.
That's right. Efficient. Efficient, damn it.
Exactly right.
Well, all right then. I want to float an idea, and we haven't done this in years. Usually, we have all kinds of traditions on the show, and sometimes they happen on the regular. Sometimes we forget about them for a while, whatever. But
we're bringing back thing of the day.
Yeah, thing of the day, everybody. No, that's not it. I'm going to float the idea of later in this year, I guess. I don't want to do it now, but maybe late summer, early fall, or something. I want to do another film festival like we did back in the day. Those were super fun. And for a while there, we did them on the monthly. It just started to be kind of hard to manage and all that. And so we thought, hey,
we started just getting the same people who were doing a great job. They were coming up with some amazing films, but we wanted, I think we were like wanting more variety. It just felt like, all right, the same 15, 12 people are submitting films. We want to.
Yeah. We actually have a word. We actually have a word for that. We actually have a term for that here in Salt Lake City. It's an old term. I've been here since I was a kid. It's called STP, and it stands for Same 10 People. And we used to always say it because if you were like, when I was a kid, and there'd like be some kind of church function to help somebody move or to help somebody build a thing, or lady up the road's got flooding in her basement. How many of you can come help? Let's take care of the flooding. And it was always STP, same 10 people. So that's the thinking here, is that we just started to see a very dedicated group of people that were always submitting the films, and we thought, okay, if we spread it out a little bit, maybe we'll get a little more diversity. Well, now we've really spread it out because we kind of just lost track of it. So I think that'd be fun. And for those new to the show, since we did one of these, they were really fun. They're like little, whatever our rules are, 5-minute movie. Short film about a topic we would throw out. We'd have voting, prizes for the winners, all that kind of stuff, and it was great. So
here's my proposition.
Yeah.
We do this in earnest, maybe starting again in May, and maybe it's like every other month or something like that. But as a special thing for those of the Tadpool that are coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
Basically create a little 30-second film festival film festival entry about the Viva TMS Vegas experience, and we'll pick the best one in the beginning of May, and they'll get a prize.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Just bring your phones, take a lot of footage,
exactly.
Take it home, edit it together.
That new app that did the little video stuff? You recommended it or app slapped it.
Oh, the short one. It's called. Yes. Go Video? What was it? Go Video, I think. Hold on, I have it right.
Go Video. That does sound right.
Here, I make sure what it is.
OK Video.
OK
Video.
I was getting OK Go mixed up with my OK Video.
That's right.
Anyway, you do that, or you could take a bunch of film and come back and edit it in Premiere. I don't care. Sure. But something like that would be great. Love that idea.
Yeah, so we'll do one for Vegas, and then we'll do an official one for everybody starting. I'd say let's start May 1st.
Okay, let's do it. I'm in. We missed those. Cool. I missed it.
I totally miss them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun thing to watch you guys get all creative, and then we didn't really have to do much other than track who submitted them and then
judge them. Basically, Scott is realizing that come Monday, when the finals are over for the first season of America's Next Top Podcaster, he's not going to get to judge anything for a while.
Yeah, I need to judge something. Hey, send me pictures of your ugly clothes. I'll judge you. I'll judge you right now.
We're bringing back hotornot.com.
That hadn't really occurred to me. Is Monday the finale?
Monday is the finale.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I know it isn't that. For everybody who's catching it on podcasts, they're getting it at a different rate, but we're actually ahead of everybody. That's crazy.
We're about 3 weeks ahead of what gets distributed on the feed. The Kickstarter backers are actually, they're 2 weeks ahead, and they are going to get the finals as an option to listen to and vote on, even though it's going to be spoilery if they're like, well, I still don't know who's in the finals because there's like 5 people left in the game where I'm at. So, so they get that option. They can either, and I'm not going to put anything spoilery in the name. So if they don't want to be spoiled, they don't have to be spoiled, but they'll get to vote if they want to.
It seems crazy how fast this happened. And yes, as Alex in the chat room, if I send more nudes, can you judge them? Yeah. Nudes. Send me some nudes. That's spelled N-E-W-D. That's how I spell nude.
Right. Nude.
Yeah. Nudity. I love that word.
No nudity in the 30-second phone calls. Or in Vegas.
Yeah, or in Vegas. None allowed. No nudity. Nudity?
No nudity from us. I mean, that's basically... It's going to be a lot of video of me and Jury doing shots or something.
Yeah. Which is, you can picture them nude if you want, but
sure,
you're not going to get them nude, I don't think. I don't ever want to see. Okay, I want to just make a statement, and I want to make it clear, and for the record, I never want to see Justin Robert Young naked ever. I never want to see it.
No,
and if it's even accidentally, even if it's he and I are the last 2 people on Earth, and we're trapped in a small dome, and we have to whatever. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And I don't know why. I don't know why.
With like Baldwin level fur, like basically a.
He's a fire hazard, Brian. He's a fire hazard.
Basically, exactly. Yeah, he's more fur than man.
Yeah.
Underneath those clothes is what I'm picturing.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. That would be something. Yeah. Do you have a picture? TVZ on? You have a picture of him in a swimsuit?
Does, yeah, he was up at the pool holding court last year at the plaza.
Oh, right. He was so drunk that weekend. Can someone put that in there? Because I'd like to see that. Stick that in there.
Wow, you've gone
TVZ
from seeing Jury naked is the last thing I think I ever want to see in my life to, hey, but if you got a picture of him in a swimsuit, post it on up in the chat room.
Well, swimsuit I can handle. It's the naked I don't want.
Right. So really, I don't want to see 100% of him, but damn, I want to see 90%.
Yeah, give me 90, 85, 90%. Oh, here it is.
That's not it, but that is the best photo.
Wait, what is it? Oh, yeah, this is okay for our YouTube.
It's uncanny.
It's so freaky. This thing. Yeah. I got to put this up on the screen. Hold on. It's so weird because there's this old bearded lady photos from the 1800s, late 1800s, and it's Justin. Like it's straight up him. Here. Okay, there, chat. Look at that. I mean, crazy. It's just ridiculous how accurate. And there's a bunch of them. It's not the only one.
Yeah,
she was kind of famous for this, I guess, for a while. Circus freak sort of stuff.
It's so many photos of this woman, the bearded lady, and it is uncanny, like time machine possibility level stuff.
Yeah, it's like somebody straight up photoshopped it. Like, I still can't believe it's real.
Sometimes. Oh, yeah? You don't think I can build a time machine?
Oh, wait. Here he is in a Speedo? Shut up. Really?
Yes. The gif of him in that American Speedo.
Is that really him? That's not him. That's not him. That's somebody else.
I think that's him, isn't it?
I don't think that's him, no. Let me look. Let me get closer. No. It's uncanny also, but that isn't him. That's definitely not him.
I remember there was some weird dance thing that he recorded for Night Attack, or for back when it was NSFW.
Okay, he's got a flicker image here. Let's take a look here. That's definitely not him in that Speedo. Maybe we should confirm it or deny it, but let's see.
It's pretty damn close. Oh yeah, there he is.
Okay, this is taking forever to load for some reason. I don't know why. Let's refresh it. Yeah, I don't know why it's not loading. All right, well, I'll let that load. I can't see that. It's a black screen that I'm looking at for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It says it's a broken image, but I don't know why. I don't have anything blocking flicker. I don't know why.
Weird.
Well,
yeah, I'm looking at it right
whatever.
now.
I'll have to look at it later. Look, the fates are against me. They don't want me to see him naked. Or even Speedo naked.
Look at some of these photos. Oh, there's the Millennium Fandom.
Is this all from last year?
Yeah, these are from last year.
It was really fun. It was a good time. Justin was drunk a lot. He was very He was very, very drunk.
It's Vegas. That is the...
No judgment.
Oh, geez, look at me and my big gut. Holy cow.
Well, you've changed.
All right.
You've changed, Brian. Look at the difference. I'm about the same.
Viva la difference.
I'm about the same, so it's not going to really... I'm going to look the same. That's how that's going to be. Whether people like it or not, I will look the same. All right. Let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Right here, which is this.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive, sensational summary of world and local events.
Time for the news, brought to you by...
Sean Harbin's newest comic, Transferred, is about a 12-year-old girl solving mysteries, and maybe problems as well, with her pet pit bull. It's like Scooby-Doo meets Nancy Drew if Nancy Drew was a 12-year-old transgender girl. Come along for action and adventure in a tribute to 1980s Saturday morning cartoons. Find out more at bit.ly/transferred, and that's TRANSFURRED. Transferred.
Nice. Angelina Jolie's in the news. She hasn't been saying much lately, you know?
No.
Her
quiet.
Brad Pitt business is all kind of on hold.
Right.
He's allowed to see the kids, I guess, but they're not really being friendly.
Shiloh and Maddox and
Bing Bong.
Lee Abraham
Yep.
and Gigawatts, and I can't remember the names of all the kids.
I hate all these names. But don't they have like 7 or 8 kids or something? It's like some huge throng of children.
Yeah.
Anyway, a bunch of adopted ones. Angelina Jolie is in talks to make her Marvel Cinematic Universe debut with the Eternals.
Cool.
So we talked about the Eternals the other day. I don't understand them or know what they are.
We talked about it yesterday. So it's, it's this whole Jack Kirby. It's part of the, because you've got the mutant branch, right? You've got the Avengers branch. You've got the Marvel Knights branch with your Daredevil and Punisher and stuff like that. And then there's like this other one, not Universal, but like there's this other outer spacey branch of the Marvel Universe. And
that's them?
And that's them, yeah.
All right. I'm into it. I'm into what you're selling.
Tom DeGossa says getting mixed up with the New Gods. No, I mean, this was a Jack Kirby thing. Jack Kirby, John Romita.
Mm-hmm. It's probably, there's a lot of shared footprint with that cosmic
branch. That's right, the cosmic branch.
Yeah. Well, here it is. The Oscar-winning actress is in talks to star in Marvel Studios' The Eternals, a superhero team adventure, being directed by Chloe Zhao. Probably is how you'd say that.
Mm-hmm. Chloe Zhao.
Jolie has chosen the Marvel project based on the Jack Kirby created title and superpower and near immortal beings known as Eternals, and a more monstrous offshoot known as the Deviants. You know about the Deviants? Is that familiar?
I don't know about the Deviants. No, I really need to brush up on my Eternals, because I know Icarus, the blonde guy who looks like He-Man, basically.
Sweet, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm all excited now about this He-Man character you're talking about.
Yes, I know, yes. I'll find a photo, but basically he's, here you go, here's Icarus.
Oh, good. Is it in chat? Where are you putting it?
I'm going to put it in Discord, and then you can share it with chat.
All right, let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, this guy's flying, he's basically flying He-Man.
He's flying He-Man.
Yeah,
yes.
Let's take a look at him here, chat. For some reason, this image works, but Flickr didn't. Flickr's pissing me off.
Flickr.
It's just being bad lately. All right, here you go, chat. Look at this. Look at this guy.
And I think that's Cersei to his to the right of him, who's the character that I believe Angelina Jolie is going to be playing.
She's the one in the black sleeves and boots and stuff. Okay. Yep. And then this gold lady behind him.
Wearing full-on female armor, superhero armor, where
girl armor.
Boobs are just about exposed completely. Yeah. But, boy, you got to protect those elbows.
That's right.
Got to protect those forearms.
Never understood that. That's such a weird... Well, I do understand it.
You understand it. Come on.
Because people like the sexy.
Yeah.
People are... Adolescent boys like sexiness in their comic books. Let's put it that way. And grown men, for that matter. Anyway, she's chosen this because she likes it. While details of the movie are being kept under wraps, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that one aspect of the story involves a love story between Icarus, the guy you talked about, or is it Icarus? Icarus.
Icarus?
Yeah. A man fueled by cosmic energy and Circe, who relishes moving amongst humans. It is unclear who Jolie will play. Marvel had no comment. I think you're right, though. That looks like her. Zhao, an award-winning indie director behind the critical hits of The Writer and Songs My Brother Taught Me. Well, I've never heard of those.
No.
The critical hits that you've never heard of. Will helm a script from Matthew and Ryan Furpo.
Sure, the Furpo brothers. Who?
I love the name Furpo.
Furpo.
That's a great name. I'm Ryan
It's
Furpo.
the hot toy that every kid wants this Christmas. Furpo.
Yeah, if you tickle him, he has to pee. What else?
Tickle me Furpo.
Yeah.
It is. It's like half Furby, half Elmo. Basically, is what it is, isn't it?
Tickle me Furpo. Well, what are the ones that look like little gremlins? What are those called? The ones that their eyes move. Furby.
Yeah,
no,
those
not
are Furbies. Yeah.
Is that a Furby?
That's a Furby.
Wait, why is that name not? Why is it not working in my head? Furby. You're right. It is a Furby.
Furby.
Yeah, and the big popular thing now is to take a Furby and like remove all of its fur.
You want to see a skinless Furby?
Yeah, don't you have one? You have one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, this is why this is all ringing a bell, because Brian's actually got one of these. Check this out, you guys. Sorry, everyone at home listening on the podcast only. You can't see this, obviously. All right, he's bringing a Furby, naked Furby, incoming from Brian. Any minute now, we'll have our naked Furby coming. Oh, I hear it. I hear some sort of sound. Here we go. All right. Yep, look at him, dude. Has he got batteries on?
A little bit of a... There we go.
Dude, what was that? A little schmuff. Yeah, can you turn him on? Does he have a power thing going?
He's on.
I heard him a second ago.
Yeah, he's
going beep,
little low on batteries. Oh, I guess if I cover the light and then... He is so low on batteries.
They're weird without their fur on.
Yeah, they really are.
I kind of like it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Are those still things you can buy? Can I go get a Furby?
Yeah, but the new ones are... They have digital eyes, so like the eyes are like little LCDs, and they kind of look around and.
Oh, can you tell they're LCDs?
Yeah. Oh
okay.
yeah.
That seems cheap, for some reason.
It is. Yeah.
All right, well, naked Furby.
Naked Furby.
Catch
it's a
it.
thing.
Get it this year before they run out.
Maybe while the show's going on, I'll replace the batteries, and we'll get some true Furby, hot Furby, fresh battery action.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not a Furpo. Anyway. While this will be Jolie's first superhero movie, not true. Well, okay, superhero movie, yes. She was in a comic book movie. She was in that.
Yes. And it talks about that in that same.
Yeah, what was that called? Hold on, I don't want to look at
Wanted.
it. Oh, damn!
Sorry.
It was Wanted.
The one with the bullets that could zing around corners and.
Yeah, and that was what's his name?
Mark Miller.
No, the other guy in it plays Professor X now.
Oh, yes.
Guy. He's bald. He's bald a lot. He was
McAvoy.
McAvoy. James McAvoy, yeah. It's the first time I ever really saw him, I think.
Macklemore. James Macklemore.
It's Macklemore.
Oh, don't you hate it when batteries do this business?
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. They've been in there too long. It's the battery acid coming out.
The batteries are getting a little Furby, too.
Yeah, little Furby. Yeah, this happened to me all the time. When I was a kid, every battery I had, I swear, did that. Yeah. And when I was in Mississippi, everything did that, not just batteries.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because it was so freaking humid. Well, we'll figure that out while Brian does that. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Everybody's in MCU movies now.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I saw this article. Like, who do we have left? Brad Pitt hasn't made... Or no, Brad Pitt, I guess, kind of...
What'd he do?
Made an appearance in Deadpool 2.
Oh, sorta, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair... That's... you know what?
So,
it's still... Everyone's... Whatever the minimum is, do you just have to cross paths as a reference or as a small one-off?
As an in-joke. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that might be enough. I don't know. Oh, is he working? Oh, there you go. Ooh. Are his eyes shut? Oh, they are shut. They're freaky.
Very freaky, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I like them. What language is that?
Furbish.
Speaking Furpo.
Speaking Furpo, yes.
Fluent Furpo. Wow. Oh, he's sneezing.
Yeah.
I think your Furby's sick.
It's from the crusty batteries he got sick. Yeah, see, the other thing with Furby, there is no off button. So
what do you do?
Man, he does. He's got the flu or something. Furby flu.
Yeah.
So to turn him off, you have to cover his lights.
He's so obnoxious. Okay, is he out?
He goes to sleep. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Oh,
right,
that's adorable. Nobody's saying anything. Oh, he's sneezing again. Shoot.
Sleep sneezing. Furby and his sleep sneezing.
That's awesome. Sounds like Carter right now. She's so sick. She's got the frickin' con flu of all con flus.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
5 days now, or 4 days of fever, and it's been bad. None of us got it, though, so I guess we're... cross your fingers.
Lucked out.
Here's a bad idea. Oh, I hear it again.
It's like, I put him on the other side of the studio here.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Is he down? He's going to start...
Is he down? He's like, down for the count.
Is he down for the count? You might have to shoot him. Put him out of his misery.
I might have to.
Yeah.
I'm just taking those batteries back out.
I dare you to suck on that battery that had leaking on it.
Oh. Are you kidding me? It like could kill me, Scott.
What? I don't know what that stuff does. Does it kill you?
It's battery acid. I don't think you want to put crusty battery acid in your mouth.
Can kill you.
I'll give you what? Would you offer me $5?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's find out if I can kill you first. Oh, says yes. Battery acid can be fatal.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
Yeah. I don't want. You shouldn't do that. 29 to 32% of every battery, especially the kind that is these disposables, of their battery acid is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is not flammable, but gases such as hydrogen can be produced when reacting with metals or while it is charging. It's also very explosive and corrosive. Do not get it near your lungs, eyes, skin, or near your body. Teeth, eyes, respiratory tract.
Jeez, everything. Don't get it near your anything.
Don't use batteries, basically, is what they're saying.
That's true. I know. I've touched them.
Oh, gross. Okay. Well, there's the TLDR on battery acid. It can kill you. Yeah. But here's what you don't want to do. If you are suffering, I think this goes for everything. This particular lady was suffering from a form of cancer, but I think no matter what your ailment, do not do what she did. She swallowed a bunch of maggots to cure her cancer. Your Furby's still going.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
The cat now is getting involved, and she's gotten up on the table with the Furby and is staring it down.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I'm going to cover it up with a tissue box.
I think the Furby wins. The cat's not going to win this fight. He's stripped of its skin Furby for the win. That's where my money is.
There we go. All right.
Nice.
I've put a bag over it, a dark bag, so it should go to sleep. But now the bag is gyrating. And the cat is even more fascinated.
Of course.
Yes.
All cats need. Anyway. The only thing cats like more than a moving object is a moving object just under a blanket.
See.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
Really
so let's.
Anyway, so she ate a bunch of maggots.
I'll wash my hands when Wendy comes on.
Yeah, you should do that. So here's the deal. She's tried to get her cancer gone. So she's Chinese, by the way. Doesn't matter. She swallowed a cup of live maggots after being told by a friend that this would fully eliminate the cancer from her body. Doctors in the province in China where she is suspect the woman's cancer had relapsed, but after some tests, they found that her symptoms were not caused by cancer, but rather by the insects crawling around in her stomach. The woman, whose surname is Li, has received medical treatment to remove the maggots and is now in stable condition. 3 years ago, she began diagnosed with cancer in her left lung. She underwent many treatments, including surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and targeted therapy. Her condition stabilized after all that treatment. Then she returned to the hospital. She began to suffer from chest pains again, acid reflux, heartburn, according to this and that and the other. She said the pain will become...
This just in.
Yeah.
This just in. Her friend also suggested that she suck on a corroded battery.
Turns out it doesn't work either. Weird.
Didn't work, yeah. Huh.
Very weird.
Good friend.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't take. Yeah. I mean, I understand when you're in a desperate situation and you're just feeling like nothing else is working, and I get it. Like Steve Jobs did similar things when he was dying. He didn't eat.
What's with all the bad medical advice that we've talked about on the show in China lately? Because remember, there was the lady who juiced like 5 different kinds of fruit
into her veins.
She made basically her own V8 and then injected it into her veins.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know what I think it is? I think it's probably just a number of, or it's a numbers thing. There's so many people in China that you're going to get more of this than you would anywhere else because it's just so populated. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, drinking my coffee with keeping these 2 fingers away from the handle of my coffee so I can drink it and not...
No, this is great. We have you all paranoid now.
Those are my battery fingers right there.
No, that's awesome.
I don't want to die, so I'm going to drink my coffee without using my battery fingers.
Live, Brian. Live. Here's a good one. A man has sued $1.3 million over his boss's stinky farts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this happened in Australia.
So I can do this.
You know, turns out Tina's got some legal recourse against Brian. I don't know if she's listening, but Tina, get on that. An appeals court in Australia will have to decide based on a nearly $1.3 million lawsuit filed in 2017 by the former employee of a construction company who refers to his ex-boss as, quote, Mr. Stinky.
Well, at least he's Mr. At least he's showing some form of respect.
Yeah. Mr. is my dad. Let's see. David Hinkst, 56-year-old former engineer of Melbourne's Construction Engineering is the name of the company, says supervisor Greg Short would enter Hinkst's small windowless office to fart 5 or 6 times a day as part of a larger conspiracy to terminate his employment.
Wow.
Says before he got laid off, he would be sitting with my face to the wall, and he would come in the room, fart behind me, and walk away. Says the engineer. He says I'm the engineer Short, or the guy who is the farter, told the Supreme Court in Victoria, quote, I may have done it once or twice, maybe, but I don't recall. He said if he had farted on or near Hinkst, it was not with bad intentions. The court also.
Sorry, Your Honor. Actually, I'm farting now.
Yeah, I mean, I farted 8 times in this testimony. Let's see. The court also heard alleged phone calls in which Short called Hinkst an idiot, but ultimately Justice Rita Zammit, that's a cool name. Sounds like a superhero name.
Rita Zammit, like a DC. That's totally a DC superhero name, not a Marvel superhero name.
Yep. Let's see. They dismissed the suit. Let's see. Noting there was some inappropriate behavior at the office, including passing wind, but it would not necessarily amount to bullying. He's not going to get his $1.3 million.
Oh, what a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, true bummer. True bummer.
I like the flatulence conspiracy theory. Like, this is basically, he's thinking, this is some sort of secret plan to,
You're not wrong. All right, how about this one? A man.
Man. Not Florida man, not,
Oh my gosh, that's
UK
funny.
man, nothing, just man.
Just man. A man shoved a 4-foot python named Pasta into his pants and stole it from a pet store, according to a video. I hope this video is linked.
This is somebody trying out their pop filter, wrote this headline.
Yeah, the pee. Let's see. I'm going to actually see if the video is here because this would be great to see this guy do this. Okay, apparently we do have some video. Oh, sweet. All right, I'm going to play. All right. There's a 56-second video. We're going to play it. And y'all are going to get to see this happen, okay? So here goes. Security camera. Guy walks in. Reaches into the tank. There he is. Behind all those other cages. Pulls it out. Oh, come on, Pasta. There you go.
You're coming with me, Pasta.
Yep, you're coming with me, buddy. Now he turns around. Jams it in his pants. Looking around. Make sure he's not being seen. Tucks it in there real good. There you go, bud. And then walks. Okay, I'm normal.
That bird is totally going to rat on him. Bark! He's putting a snake in his pants. Bark! Bark! Bark!
Pasta's in his pants. Pasta's in his pants. Oh, look at him walk like it's like he's checking out other goods
no
here.
Big deal. Yeah.
And now he's like rubbing it like his
wow, that is pretty good though. I mean,
yeah, it's
like
impressive.
walking around like all nonchalant. You can't really see. Oh, gotta adjust. Oh, that's going to the wrong place. Oh.
Well, anyway, he's busted. He got caught, and what you gonna do there, buddy?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The workers of I Love Pets were the ones that noticed it, and they saw that the snake was in his cage. They checked the video, blah blah blah. Here's the thing, those a full grown or a 4-foot python, like that's a fairly adult python, or it's getting there. Mm-hmm. Those can run like $500 to $1,000. Like they're expensive.
Wow.
Some of them are. I shouldn't say all of them. Some of them are. Like if I sold mine right now, I could probably sell Norman for. I don't know actually what I could do.
Is he a python or a boa?
He's a ball python.
Ball python, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
So he's definitely a python. But he's pretty much full grown now, and he's about like, if I stretch my arms out, he's like finger to finger.
Oh wow, jeez.
Yeah, he's pretty big. I can wear him and stuff. Like put him around my neck and freak people out.
Can you shove him in your pants though is the question.
I'm gonna try later. We'll see how this goes.
New Patreon level.
Let's get guys, we're doing $100 level Patreon where I put Norman in my pants and film it.
Yeah.
Get in there. Let's do it. Anyway, you shouldn't do that. Don't steal, even if it's an animal, and don't walk around like you got to poop, because that's what that guy looks like right now. At the end
and don't put a snake in your pants.
No, this is good advice. I don't care who you are, where it comes from. Don't put a snake in your pants. Don't drink a bunch of maggots.
There's a snake in my pants.
Don't what else? Don't be an Angelina Jolie. No, that's not a thing. Oh, don't fart on your don't fart 5 or 6 times in someone's office. Don't do that either.
Oh yeah. Don't and also don't sue somebody for farting 4 or 5 times in your office. I think we've learned a lot today, Scott.
You know, I feel like we have. We learned something pre-show.
I don't know if there's anything that Wendy can teach us that we haven't already learned.
That's true. We're gonna have her on in a second and find out. By the way, speaking of batteries, do you ever when you were a kid, do you ever lick a 9-volt? Is that just like part of being a kid? Okay.
Yeah, it's totally part of being a kid. Just like putting your tongue on both terminals on a 9-volt.
I cannot do it now. Like I can't do it. It's almost like you would have to have.
You can't bring yourself to do it, or you don't get a zap out of it.
I can't bring myself to do it. Like
really?
It's actually kind of it's still like a PTSD thing for me a little bit. Because when I first experienced it, I want to say it was my older brother pinning me down and jamming a 9-volt into my mouth, making it touch my thumb or tongue. My thumb is not in my mouth. But I remember it being kind of like that, and it shocked and it was horrifying, and so now I associate it with like this, almost like an assault with a battery. Assault and battery. Hey, I didn't think about that.
Assault and battery.
I never thought of that. But I think I may have. Rifa, I'm not shaming PTSD victims. I'm claiming to be one. I think I got really jacked up with that, because now anytime I see a 9-volt, I'm immediately brought back to that trauma. I don't want to be anywhere near a 9-volt battery. And if you asked me to lick one, I don't think I could do it. The only way I could do it is if you had like a knife to my kid's throat and said, if you don't lick that battery, we're taking out your family. Okay, fine, I'll lick your battery.
That level of fear of it. That's crazy.
Isn't that weird? Wow. I don't like it at all.
It's like barely anything. It's like a little, it's.
Yeah, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't.
Wow.
Not a fan.
Yet, as Joe Acosta points out, you'll play footsie with a power strip on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was just sort of out of sight, out of mind, Like I wasn't looking at it going, let's see how close I can get. I wasn't paying attention. But now, you should see it now. All that stuff's away from where my feet are. I'm wearing shoes. I made changes.
Wow.
Yeah. I did. I made changes to my life. I'm better for it.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Wendy will be here. By the way, if you haven't already submitted them, you can send your questions to her today. We're going to get them off Twitter. Just use the hashtag AskWendy with an I. And you can reply to our Twitter account, Morning Stream, or Scott Johnson Coverville. Doesn't matter if you don't want it to be just a purely public one. You can do that, and we'll answer your questions. They can be, they have to be brief because they're 280 character limit, but
they could be up to 280 characters.
This is true. I already asked for this last night, so I know we have some, but if you want to try to sneak 1 or 2 in, see if we can get them today, that'd be great. Otherwise, they'll go into a pile that we'll try to tackle in the future. All right, we'll do that in a second, but before that, Brian brought a bag, and in that bag is a song, and in that song is some music, and he's going to play it now.
That's right. I've been shoving covers in my pants for a while, and I'm finally going to take one out and play it for you all. This is a band called the Black Sharks. They are from Norwich in the UK, or Norwich. I guess you'd say Norwich. You wouldn't pronounce the W in the UK. Influenced by the band Big Star, and I'm digging this. Again, wouldn't play it if I didn't like it. I like it. I think you're going to like it too. The brand new album is called Born in the 60s. Here is their song, Always There.
For 22 years, whenever I've been in the hospital, suppositories of what they've used, and that's what I've had in my house.
Good as can be.
Americans can be very useful. This is the Morning Stream.
Hey, we can at least say that Scott Fletcher's coming, can't we?
Yes, we can. Big announcement. Big announcement.
Yeah, Scott Fletcher coming to Viva TMS Vegas, bringing his lovely wife Christine.
Yes.
And
I think we can even say, without giving too much away, that he is going to be hosting a game show.
For your entertainment.
That's right. That's all we can say at this point.
Yeah, let's just say that. Let's say that you've seen him do it before. You've seen him on, things, doing his thing. It's like that, but we can't tell you what the thing is yet. Let's just say it's going to be wondrous.
It's going to be amazing.
And it's like a month from now. So, actually,
that's right.
A month from now we'll be coming. Well, hold on. What day is it? Wednesday?
A month from now.
We'll be home 2 days from it.
Now we'll be waking up and saying, "Oh, I'm so sick of Vegas. Let's fly home." Or let's try.
Oh wait, no, a Friday. No, because that would have been last. We're home by now.
The 28th. No, the 28th is Sunday.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 28th we're leaving. Well, I am anyway.
That's right. All right. Before you get windy, let's pause for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Oh yeah, do that. It's a good idea.
It's still freaking me out.
Yeah, go do that. It's all good. I'm gonna pause the show. I'm gonna save it. Get it queued up again right here. Always wash your hands, kids. I'm staying a day longer than you guys. I don't know. Some of you are. Gidget, but you're coming from so far away. Oh my gosh, Gidget's coming. I always stress when foreigners sounds negative, when people from foreign countries come, because I just want you to have the best possible time, and I worry. I take it all so personally. Like I do this at Nerdtacular. It's like, oh, we're from Sweden. Oh shoot, I need to spend a ton of time with the Swedes. Make sure they have a grand time. Zoe, you'll be in Minneapolis. Is that your connecting flight? Or are you going to be here for something else? Are you working here? Or something? I know you do some of that, traveling for that. Bringing a friend. Awesome. It's going to be awesome. All right, Brian's back.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to continue the, whoops, that didn't work. Let's try that again. There we go. We're back and all's well. The hands are clean. You're good?
Hands are clean.
Oh, that's great. You can lick them. You can lick them and chew on your thumb. Whatever you want to do. It's fine. Ugh.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Wendy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good.
That was fast. Good. I feel like we just talked to you, but it's because you were on that thing on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. Did you have fun on there? It was good, right?
Yeah, it was way fun. I feel like I was probably not very constructive in my observation, because I really liked all of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So, you're not a great judge when you're like, everything's great.
Yeah.
But,
well, I think that's a good, that means they all did a good job, and that's
did.
Yeah. Well, plus we're at the stage we're at right now, which is we're a little ahead of where the listeners are, but we're at the cream of the crop. Like, this is,
that's right.
It's hard to do wrong with the group we have at this point, and so yeah, I know the feeling. But that was cool to have you on there. I had no idea. Brian worked that all out without me knowing about it at all.
No secret. Brian and I have a friendship without you, Scott.
Yeah, I know.
It's totally true.
Awesome. So I'm gonna play this for Wendy's Oh, this is perfect, Brian, because you just went and washed that battery acid off your hands. So I'm going to play this.
Don't wash your hands and sit here and stare at me.
There you go. There's a little intro.
Wow, I said that?
You did, but I don't remember what from. No
what
memory.
The context was.
Yeah. This is one of our oldest ones right here.
My scruff.
Back when Skype sucked.
That was back when the internet was not our friend.
No, it was terrible back then.
Yeah, so different from today.
Yeah. It's a little better today. You have good internet in the Twin Cities there. You're doing all right.
I know. It's impressive. They've got a lot of good stuff here. It's a secret. I mean, there's 6 million people who live here. It's not that big of a secret, but it is like, there's such cool things here. I'm amazed.
It's like Boise, Idaho now. It used to be this place we all made fun of, like Boise, Idaho, it's BFE up there, whatever. And now it's like this cultural Portland-like awesome destination for people, and you keep it hidden by the fact that you're Boise, and it still sounds like it's dumb.
It's terrible.
Yeah, which I think is great. I love that hidden stuff is always good. Well, it's Wendy. She's here. She's my sister. She's been on the show since the beginning. On Thursdays to do something we call Therapy Thursday. She's an actual therapist, helps people all the time with counseling, and gives of her time here with us to help some of you. And today, we're going to do more of these kind of shorter questions that people used on Twitter with the Ask Wendy hashtag. And I'm going to share some with you now. Wendy, are you ready for this?
I am so ready. Let's do this.
Okay. Here's one from, let's call him Jay. Hi, Wendy. What are some good techniques to prevent /handle /de-escalate arguments caused by two stressed out people in stressed out situations? We seem to be caught up in the heat of the moment. Thanks. So this could apply. There's not a lot of detail there, but this could apply to, I guess, a work situation, a home situation. Brian and I, every morning, we fight every morning. Oh,
yeah,
man.
The listeners don't hear it, but there's about 30 minutes of name calling and flipping the bird that takes place on Discord before we even switch on Twitch.
Yeah, then we just fake it real good. We're great at it. So what would you say?
And then I go and I fart in his office 5 times.
Yeah, which is great. All 10, it drives your 10 hours.
You can't do it. You have Kim do it.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you tell a person like this?
Well, I'm assuming I'm just going to take it with a couple really fast, and then we could extend it to, coworkers, because I think there's a chance that that's what they're referring to. Honestly, I find me anyone who's not stressed out. Like, I feel like that is the American dream.
We're all stressed out.
Stressed
the
out.
State of America.
Yeah.
Stressed out.
Stressed
We're
out.
At stressed out level orange, whatever that means.
Yeah, I know exactly what that means. But yeah, no, it's everyone's a little stressed out, and I think so take a relationship that's romantic or familial in some way, like your partners or siblings, or some version where you're kind of together a lot. I think what happens is you've got everyone sort of doing their thing and is stressed out. And well, let's stick with a couple for a second, especially when the feeling is maybe like, I'm doing more than you. That can always creep into couple land, right? Versus, and roommate land, right? Like, I do the dishes and you do not, or whatever. So we're already at max from maybe our job or financial stress or, whatever else is kind of piling up. And then we have to interact on like really mundane things because we live in the same space. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is no answer except de-escalating your stress. We want it to be like, use these words, but I'm going to tell you right now, your resources are so tapped out that if anything that is remotely stressful or, cantankerous, or you have some like conflict or confrontation, and you only have, I'm visualizing like a couple centimeters left of space of patience to give, you're going to have fights, you're going to have problems. And here's the thing, you're not doing it at work, you're not yelling at your boss, and if you are, then you're really in trouble, right? But like you're handling it or stuffing it. I think road rage is a way people get this out. But then your partner or someone close to you who's going to love you anyway, you tend to be not as careful, and you will damage that relationship. And so maybe the question is ultimately, how do we deal with our conflict while we're both stressed and not damage our relationship? Because in the end, that's the price of this. So my first suggestion would be your style of communicating can be adjusted to make it more effective. Absolutely. There are certain rules. Like Brian, you brought up like really good ones of what not to do, like passive aggressiveness, name calling, all of those things are terrible techniques to have a relationship.
Yes.
So good job, Brian.
Relationship you want to keep, sure.
Yeah, if you want to keep, you want to end it, those are perfect things to do. But so, maybe take stock of what you're doing. So let's, again, assume this is a couple. Here's what I would recommend. This sounds crazy. I want both of you to take, we're going to call it a couples business retreat.
Okay.
And you have to take an entire Saturday and you have to go away from wherever you live.
Okay.
And you have to not have any technology with you. I know it'll be like cutting your arm off, but leave your phone at home. Oh my gosh, no one will die, I promise.
Are we going on this couples retreat together, or is it like
Okay.
we go off to two separate retreats?
No, you're going to go together.
Okay.
All right.
And you're going to go somewhere nice. It doesn't have to be like fancy nice, but just that is lovely. Now, for some people, that's going to be maybe in nature. For someone, that'll be a nice glass building lobby. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But if you can do it overnight, perfect. If you can't, no big deal. But go away from your regular situation. Do not have any technology, because I'm going to tell you right now, your technology use is part of this problem. I guarantee you are. I know this for a fact. I can read 3 news articles and then I hate everyone around me. So how am I going to be working with my partner on a thing if I have the energy of the world isn't fair or something's wrong or injustice, whatever might be the vibe. And then my partner comes in and is like, could you do the dishes? Oh, no. You know what I mean? Like you can set yourself up. So a break from all of that. And you should do this once or twice a year anyway. And you just go somewhere, you detox from all of that. You talk, you walk. So here's a big part of this. Wherever you live, it's nowhere colder than I live. So go on a walk, be outside a little bit, and you're actually more creative and will do better by moving a little bit. So walk, be somewhere lovely, and just talk about how it's going and what you both want to do, where this business partnership is heading, make some goals, like think about it like it's productive in that sense of like, what do we, and talk about what we need to change. Maybe there's some analysis of how we're communicating and how we both feel about stuff. And so that's kind of a weird roundabout way.
Well, do you have any, okay, so one of the things I try to do, and I don't know if I'm great at it or not, but if there's like a argument when the kids were, angsty teens, or let's even Kim and I have an argument, I try to remember to do this, and I don't always do it, but I'll sometimes try to diffuse it with just admitting that I was wrong in the middle of the heat. Like it's going down, and what happens with a lot of people is in the middle of the heat, you don't think about anything, but then later you apologize, like oh, I'm sorry, I was in a bad mood or whatever, because everybody's had time to simmer down and it's all good. But at least a couple times that I've remembered to do it, it seems like it works pretty well for me to just take ownership of my goof.
Well, let me ask you a question.
That's huge.
Are you doing it genuinely, or are you doing it just to end the argument?
Well, it needs to be genuine. I think that's key. I can't be faking it. So there are definitely times where I'm just a cat in a corner about the issue, and I'm just fighting to fight, and I actually know that I'm in the wrong, or that I handled it poorly, or whatever it is. I know this. But because you're in the thick of it, you're still in defensive mode, and you're trying to stand your ground and all of that. And my experience is not every time, because sometimes things aren't your fault, right? But if it is, go
own up to it
and say it right then. Go, you know what? Hold on, stop. You're right. You're totally right. I am so sorry. I did that, and I don't want to do that, and or whatever. It has an amazing effect. Like suddenly the room goes. Like all the fog lifts a little bit, and you're just like, oh, now we can kind of get somewhere. You're not done. You don't just get to walk out of the room and go, love you, see you later. Like it doesn't work that way.
Solved. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So Scott, you are hitting on probably one of the most well-observed, well-researched antidote to divorce, which is, we call it repairing. So if you can repair in the midst of the escalation of things, of course, it keeps things from continuing to escalate, it de-escalates, right?
Right.
And it can be anywhere from like, it depends on what works for the other person, but like maybe you're holding their hand, or maybe you're saying, I'm sorry, or maybe you're conceding a point like you're talking about. And you're describing, you know, the energy in the room. That's exactly what it's for. And couples who survive. So I've maybe talked about this before, but we have this crazy prediction rate of how well a couple will do over a lifespan based on if they do repairs or not.
Right.
So it's 98% or 97% predictability within a 15-minute conversation argument. You can, you know, they film all these couples that they could predict their 7-year outcome, their 14-year outcome, and I think their 20-year outcome or something.
Wow.
You can, and the key is this is the thing they've come down to, is if they can repair in the midst of the argument or not. Now, there are going to be couples who do just fine and they never repair, but they repair afterwards.
Yeah.
You have to repair. But the ones that can do it in the midst of things means you never quite escalate to the kind of damage that occurs in the couples that cannot do it at all. So it is huge. So it isn't even just, it doesn't have to be as hard, because sometimes it is so hard to admit you're wrong because you're not sure you're wrong maybe at that point in the conversation, but you can concede a point, or you can say, I'm sorry. You can express, my intention is not to hurt you. I have couples all the time say to each other, remember, we're on the same team. I'm on your team.
Right.
Like connecting to this is not a litigation. And I think sometimes it's really easy for it to become that because we only see our side. And then the more defensive we are, the more grounded we get in we're right, the other person's wrong. So yeah, that's huge. Conceding a point is huge. So that's great.
Yeah. It's hard though. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm good at this, because I'm not. But when I've done it, and I have done it before, it's always been better. And it's always, and again, I'm only doing it on those. There's plenty of cases where I'm just being stubborn, or I'm irritated from the day, or whatever. And if we get into this little stupid scrap about something dumb, it's usually like, how much did this paint cost? Oh, I got it all on sale. We needed paint, right? Yeah, but just paint. Like, I'm just complaining about paint, and it escalates and gets stupid, and it's all about me being stupid. And so sometimes it's just like, you know what, you're right. This is dumb. And
you bring up a good point, which is sometimes biology is the main motivator for what's happening in that moment. Like to say, like when Adam and I were first married, we would always have these just like weird, spatty kinds of arguments after work, right after. And it dawned on us, like, we're both hungry. Yeah. Like, stop. And so we just had a rule. We didn't talk until we ate.
Yeah. Well, I got a hangry daughter. Carter's like that. She gets really hangry. You know?
And it just, all the problems go away because you're literally in a biological state of distress, which gets me back to the couples retreat. Your idea is really important, and that's, of course, in the act of communicating. But then there's this other part, which is like reconnecting to why we're doing this, right? And then also de-escalating the hangry, right? Or whatever your version of hangry is. It could be that your job is just sucking your soul. So when you come home, you've got no soul left, and that person that you love and you want to spend the rest of your life with is where you're getting, that's where you're expressing that.
Yeah.
So to really dig into like, what is this really about? And is this what we want to keep doing? And is, because there are prices to be paid for certain occupations. There are prices to be paid for certain coworker relationships that are toxic, or your mother-in-law, or, there's all sorts of things. And so that's, as a unit, a couple has to really decide like what we're consuming, what we're allowing in our life, where are our boundaries. And you have to take a break to sort of assess some of that stuff. And I think years can go by where people never really sit down and have a plan or feel like they're on the same page. And that, so that should just be a regular thing. But this learning to repair in midst of an argument, in any of the little books you can get on Amazon from John Gottman, he does a lot of work with this. That's his research. And, you can find some little self-help stuff out there on repairing in arguments to train your brain to do it. Because what eventually happens, and it's pretty cool, is, and of course I know all this, right? So sometimes I turn into a lawyer. It's just fun to argue. And so I'm just like in it. And there in my head, John Gottman's going, So you should throw a repair in now.
Yeah, do some repairing. It's like the zombies are coming in the house. Put up some put some boards on the windows while you're in here.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, and it makes everything better. I always say, I'm a little hangry. I feel like a lawyer right now. Can I just, do Exhibit A and B and C, and then I promise I'll repair.
Yeah, repairing is
and then
good.
Can we go get cookies afterwards?
Yeah, let's go get cookies like last night. All right, hey, we got a question here that's a very small, short one.
Yeah.
But Alex wants to know, are you coming to TMS Vegas?
Okay, I really want to. Every time I look at flights, my heart sinks, though. It's so expensive. Holy cow. Why is Minneapolis and Vegas not
I don't know. I don't
city?
get it. Because when we go, the tickets from here to Vegas, is it just because of proximity? Because from here to Vegas, they're cheap. Like they're, I guess it depends on when you get them, but I don't know why there's so much from that part of the country.
Well, they probably have commuter routes, right? Like I can get to Chicago in 5 seconds for $5. It matters probably because of that. Like the business travelers probably make a difference, but
yeah,
I don't know. So I really want to. I think I am. I'm gonna try to work it out.
All right.
Cool.
No zero pressure, but if you did, we'd all, of course, love to see you.
But it'd be fun.
Maybe 5 pressure.
Yeah.
5 pressure of 5.
5 pressure.
Just 5 pressure.
What would we do?
All sorts of fun
Sweeten
things.
the deal. Tell me how fun this will be.
All right. It's going to be fun in general, but on Saturday in particular, we would make great use of you for some of our live content that we're going to do in front of people. And it's nothing weird, or it's not even nerdtacular level stuff. It's all much more laid back and chill. And we do a live TMS, and that usually involves, voices from TMS. You're certainly one of those. So there'd be that. But if you locked in, we could then, we could talk about other opportunities. Like, I don't know.
Do like a live help a person from the audience with their Vegas problem.
Yeah, their Vegas problem.
Right. Yeah. Vegas specific problem. Right. I like it.
I stop when every time anyone flicks a porn card, I stop and take all of them. What's wrong with me? They'll say.
You'd probably be really helpful for me when I have to jump off the stratosphere on Friday.
Oh my gosh, Brian's doing that stratosphere thing. Guess who isn't doing that ever?
Yeah,
me. There's no way I'm.
Brian,
doing
you really?
I am.
Wait, is it just riding it, or do you actually jump off it? Like
I jump off it. There's a cable that will slow your descent.
Oh.
But it's not even like a bungee thing. It's like a zip line that goes straight down, but as you get close to the bottom, it starts slowing you down to a stop.
Oh my word!
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I don't think I can do it. I know I can't do it. I'm not ready for this. I'll do it. You know what'll happen when I'm 80 and they go, "I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, you have 8 forms of testicular cancer. You have 2 weeks to live." I'm gonna go to Vegas and jump off the stratosphere.
Literally, like not use.
Oh yeah,
wires.
no, I don't want wires or anything. Yeah, assisted.
Assisted suicide via stratosphere.
You guys can just bury whatever's left of me, and it'll be fine.
Oh my word! Okay, I gotta know, how much do you have to pay to be scared like that? What does that cost?
About $100.
It's not too bad.
How long does it take?
Well,
is it 30
the longer
seconds?
the better, but
But doesn't it take it's like 30-second fall or something?
It's 30 seconds or so. I mean, we watched a video of a guy doing it, and it's probably over in a good 30 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be like one of those kids in those videos you see on roller coasters where the friend passes out.
Oh yeah, he just is
yeah, he's like yanking around. I'm worried about that would be me.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked for Brian because I think this is awesome. He's even willing to do it, but
I'm amazed by that. I just want to, now I really want to come and just watch it. I want to be at the bottom.
Yeah, I know. It's just, there's something about heights. It's just heights for me. I can't do it. Just makes
Okay, so quick question. I'm with my kids. We're up on, we went to the Mall of America. That is a bastion of Americanness. Wow.
Jeez, yeah.
And we went on a Saturday, which is something you shouldn't do. But anyway, I mean, Disneyland maybe has been more crowded. I've never been around that many people just shopping. It was bizarre. Yeah. Anyway, they had we're up on a couple levels, and a few of my kids were like, "Oh, I'm scared of heights." I'm like, "What? I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that." And then, so about half of us, it's about equal. Half of us are not afraid of heights, but we have an urge to jump off.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other half are afraid of heights, and I think.
That's weird. It is weird. I know. And Carter's that. She has not only that feeling I want to jump off, but she also loves heights. So like we went to Hoover Dam, which is if you get to a certain point of that tip of the dam, it's like an eternity down there, and she's just like, yeah, look at this, woo! She's leaning over getting pictures, and I'm like, I'm staying way over here, like I can't do it. My legs get weird. I feel like I'm gonna fall. I get all like shaky. I hate it.
See, I have Carter's thing. I like it, and then I do want to jump. Like, it's strong, and so I get a little nervous how strong that urge is. Like, that's probably not great. I should back up because there's just this thing. So I think I could do the stratosphere probably.
Yeah, you probably could. You probably could.
I got to see Brian not die first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I kind of wish it was. I wish it was bungee, because then Brian could go all the way down, grab a porn card from a little Spanish man, and then go all the way back up. You imagine just and then go all the way up again.
That would be the thing.
Yeah. Do they unharness you at the bottom, Brian, or do you go? Do they crank you back up and undo you up top?
No, they unharness you at the bottom.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
As far as I know. I mean, the safe thing, right? Wouldn't you feel better if whatever you're strapped to can never leave that cable?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And you just go back up? Like, basically, they just attach you to the thing that cannot come off that cable.
You're going to have to sign some kind of crazy form that says...
Yeah, right.
It's okay if I die.
Of course you do.
Oh, I hate that.
Wait, I have a question. Do you... Are you a screamer? I feel like...
No, well...
I am.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we know Scott. You are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I've never done something like this before, but I've done zip lining in Alaska, which is totally different because you're just going, for the most part, horizontally. But I'm not as much a screamer as I am like, oh my God, look at this. This is so cool kind of thing. So
you'll love it then.
Yeah. And this only is weird. This is only weird if after Vegas... or when we get there, the thing breaks on Brian's fall, and he's injured horribly. Then we have very awkward conversations for the next 2 weeks of TMS. Like, it gets real weird in here.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's preventative. To think of
that really went to a place, Scott.
I don't know. That's what I think of. I think of the things.
We'll have to brush all the record and pretend this conversation never happened.
Yeah, I can edit it out.
This last month of episodes of TMS are going to be so valuable on the secondary market.
Part of it is me actually dealing with the fear of the idea of you getting hurt, but also it's a way for me to say, what's the worst that could happen? And then almost always in my life, whenever I think of the worst thing, it never happens. So it's almost like
so it's like a
it's like reverse comfort,
almost preventative.
Yeah. It's like a weird preventative,
like the magical thinking.
Yeah, which isn't accurate at all. Because one of these days, the worst scenario is going to happen in some way, and I'm going to go, well, there it is. That's the one. But most of the time,
but I was ready because I thought it through.
I was ready, and I was obsessed about it for days ahead, and now I'm all good.
And I'm prepared. I have the funeral plan. Yeah. Here's Brian's eulogy.
Great. Excellent.
Okay, wait, really quick. What's the like the actual speed? Do we have a sense of like how fast people go?
Oh, whatever terminal velocity is.
Jeez. Okay. That sounds worse.
Really?
No, I have no idea, because since you're on a cable, there has to be some friction, so you're not going to go as fast as you would if you were just dropping. But Salik says 40 miles per hour.
Okay, that's fast.
That's not too bad.
It's fast. I mean, that's fast, isn't it?
Well, it's fast compared to walking.
Yeah, I mean, like for a human being, it's fast. For a car, sure, you're just kind of doing the limit. But
yeah.
Ooh.
Exciting. Right. I like it. Yes. I like it. Makes me want to come. I don't know.
There you go. See? Right there. I've sold her.
All right. That's how we do it.
Near death. That'll get me there.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We put Brian at great risk, and Wendy will show up. That's fantastic. All right.
They need to be necessary.
I have one more of these questions, and we'll tear through this one real quick here. It says, we'll say this is RB who wrote this in. It says, what do you do when you get to your mid-40s and still really don't know what you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, that's a great question. Welcome to everyone's life. I mean, I think, there's the folks who, like, they've known since they were children they want to do blah, blah, blah. But that is rare. I mean, okay, you two right now, name 5 people you know that have known what they wanted to be since they were 5.
Not very many that I can think of.
Maybe my dad, just because everybody in the family prior to me was a doctor, and so I think he just was going to go into that field, knowing that he wanted to be that he wanted.
Do you
to go
think
in
when he was a little
field.
kid though, when he was like 5 or 6, do you think he was like already talking about it?
That'd be a good question for him. I've never asked him like if he always wanted to be a doctor when he was a kid, but.
So the only person I know is Adam's brother, who is a doctor also, that he was 3 and he knew it, never wavered. It was no, so maybe there's a doctor thing with that. But the vast majority of people don't know. And then they kind of accidentally fall into the thing sometimes, or, you know, a lot of people will go to college and think they know what they want and get out and hate the thing they're doing.
Yeah. Some of them will get a degree in a thing they're sure they're going to do. And then they get out, and the degree helps them on resumes, but they never use it in practical use. Like, it just never happens. That must be weird and frustrating for some, you know, to still be in student debt, but not using your degree at all.
Thing they hate.
Yeah.
Well, and I think one way to think about this, just to reframe, is that you have his early 40s is what the person said, right?
Yeah.
So you've got another 25 to 30 years of work.
Mid-40s, you said. Sorry. Yeah. But
mid-40s. Okay. 20, 25 years. That is an entire career in something, right? And like, there's a reason you're really still wondering about it, is because you haven't maybe quite found the thing you like, or it's time to be done doing the thing you're doing, right? So see this instead of like, oh man, I'm this old and I don't know what I'm doing, as like, oh my gosh, look how lucky you are to have a chance to do something differently. And like the fact that you're open to that. There are people who will never change a thing they're doing and are miserable because they've built a lifestyle they can't sustain any other way, you know?
Yeah. Right.
And I don't know anything about the story, but you know, maybe seeing it as like, how cool is that I have another 25 years to offer the world with my effort and my work. What do I want to do? And spend some time. I mean, one cool thing, I know it's like you send an 18-year-old to shadow somebody, but you can just be 45 and shadowing someone like, hey, what do you do all day? And just, you know, how I built this is a fun podcast, or, you know, there's a couple other work ones, and, you know, explore, figure it out. Like, don't be ashamed that you're older and don't know what you want. You're like all of us.
And also, it doesn't make you.
I still don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make you 100. It doesn't make you like super immature. It doesn't mean that you missed some signal that everyone else got and you didn't, because they're all doing. Everybody does this. Like to answer your question from earlier, I did know what I wanted to do at a very young age, but it was a little bit mysterious and also extremely hard to think that I would ever find myself there, given the time that I wanted to do it. So when I was 8 years old, if you asked me what I want to do, I would have said, well, I want to draw and make radio. That's what I would have said. Those two things is all that I cared about. And if you'd have moved on through my life, you'd have found that that's still the things I cared most about. But there wasn't a way until
like this.
12, 15 years ago. Suddenly there was a way. And then I went, oh, there's a way. And so in a weird roundabout way, I got there. And I think a lot of people do that. Like it's not like there's some firm path. I mean, I guess there is, if it's like, I want to become a doctorate of literature and the only way to do it is this narrow way. And, you know, there's stuff like that for sure out there. And if you're that specific, great. You know, like I admire that. But I think for a lot of us, we're not exactly sure. There's like a piece of this and a piece of that, and we don't know how they're going to come together. And, you know.
No, and the way you do it is you figure out the thing that you really like doing, and then you figure out a way to make money from it, or at least do enough of it in the thing that you have to do to make money.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you like podcasting, then figure out a way to start a podcast and get sponsors and things like that. It's not easy. You're going to have to put in a lot of work to be able to get sponsors and subscribers and things like that. But that's the way to do it. Instead of thinking, what do I have to do to make money? Think of the things that you like to do, and then just see, all right, is there a good way to take it in the direction?
There's never been a better time for people to do that method than now.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just
right for sure.
It's crazy.
Crowdfunding and all these things. It's like, all right, I want to develop a board game. Great, here's how you do it. You know, and you can get it on Kickstarter and try and get it funded, and that could launch a board game creating career.
Yeah.
You know, it's
plenty of examples of that. It's not going to happen.
The only thing you can't do is try to start a lifestyle vlog, because I will smack you. I hear one more person tell me.
We don't need a competitor, is what you're saying.
I would like to be an influencer. It's like, that's not how this works.
No, it's not how it works. You influence because you do a other thing really well, and you just may influence. Look, that whole influencer, the terminology around it is murderous.
Makes me want to vomit. Yeah. Also, I would say this, like, Brian's advice is really good, because if you go for where the money is, or think the thing you love, you're checking the money making, you're never going to make it. No, it's just not going to happen.
That's true.
But yeah, have a day job, do something you love on the side. Or if your day job, like this happens a lot, people will say, well, I've always wanted to, and they have just like a sense of something that feels like that would fit. Find a way to experiment with that. Like, say to yourself, all right, I am going to give the next 6 months where all my side hustle energy gig stuff, I will give to exploring this thing I've always kind of had sitting there.
Yeah.
And explore it till it runs out. And you will be shocked that many things run out. And then there will be something that doesn't run out. Because a lot of stuff we think about, like, ooh, one day I will do a triathlon. Well, it's just brain crack to sort of think about some future thing. It's like planning a vacation. You get mojo from thinking about a thing you actually never have to do.
Yeah.
And so commit to taking an idea to its very end conclusion, and you can give yourself a time limit, and it's on your side. It's not, it shouldn't affect your income maybe. And then just really test that if it's legitimately a thing.
Yeah, and if you're good, you'll rise.
You'll find it's probably not, but you'll find something that is.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, and if you just stick to it, well, you'll know pretty quick if you're gonna. If you're good, you'll rise up a little bit toward the top, because it's very crowded now. Like, it's hard to do any of that kind of stuff and get noticed unless you're good. And if you're good, people will notice. It's kind of as simple as that. And if you're not getting noticed, think, well, what can I do to tweak it? Or maybe this isn't where I want to be, or whatever. But the main overarching sort of feeling of I'm in my mid 40s and I still don't know. I think it's important to know that that's just. There's so many people. There are millionaires who are in Wall Street who are thinking about stopping and finding what they really want. Like everyone from the bottom to the top, they all feel it at some point. And if they're not, then they're weird, or they're Bill Gates and they just put their head down.
They're lying.
But Bill Gates has a second round. I mean, he's doing his next round of 25 years with what he loves and cares about. Like, he's an example of someone who is not, I mean, there's a lot of very wealthy people who do nothing with it, but enjoy their boring lives or whatever. I don't know. But there is a second round. And if you have no money, there's a second round. There always is. There's always a second shot. Adam's brother went to medical school with a guy who was 39, starting medical school at 39. And it was a 10-year road. And the guy's like, well, 10 years will go by anyway. And I've always wanted to do this. Yeah. And it was like he was clearly the best doctor there because that dude was doing it for all the right reasons, not for – sometimes we do stuff for the wrong reasons when we're younger because we just keep going. So I read this thing on Twitter recently that I thought was great, and I can't remember exactly who said it. Sorry, everyone. Someone had just said, your body will tell you if you're in the wrong field. If you're in the wrong job, if you're in the wrong industry, your body will let you know. And the idea being like, you can't sustain something that just makes your mother happy, right? Or you can't sustain something that you, in theory, believe you thought you wanted. Yeah. Your body will tell you. You won't want to get up. You won't want to go to work. You'll try to cut corners. You'll be miserable.
Yeah, those are good signs to watch for.
And if that's happening, it means you listen to someone else instead of yourself. Yeah. So you know. And when you're 40-something, it's the best time because you kind of don't care what other people think as much. So enjoy that part and then do something.
Those are also good signals for recognizing your own burnout and needing just to get away or to take a break or to not overdo it or whatever. Like this has been an interesting year so far for me because I have so many projects all the time. Every hour of the day is pretty much mapped out, and I'm starting to realize that's too much. Like I gotta back up. I gotta back up some and not have that happen. One quick thing that made me laugh. Jay Calhoun in the chat room says, "I want to be wealthy enough not to have to do anything." Well, all right.
Who doesn't really?
Yeah.
I mean,
That sounds fine, but you never see, like, there are people who are loaded who just can't stop. Like, you'd like to say, well, if I was Bill Gates, I'd just sit in that palatial house and
collect my money and spend my money.
Yeah, money just rolls in. It doesn't, he doesn't even have to think in money. There's money being made for Bill Gates long after he retired from Microsoft, and that's just not how people are. You have this feeling of, I got to go do a thing, and so you find the thing that matters, and then you go do the thing, and if it's a way to make a living, great. If it's not, still try to figure out a way to still do it. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'd still have to be doing something.
Oh, I know.
I'd probably be podcasting.
I can't even imagine it. Like, not doing. Here's what I would probably do. Well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals, but if somebody said, "Hey, your great uncle died, and turns out he had $4 million, and he's giving it all to you, even though he doesn't know you." We don't have any relatives like this.
Fan of the show.
Yeah. Wendy and I don't have any relatives like this. I should mention.
We do not. No. You're supposed to be the weird uncle, Scott. So
I know.
Get on.
I am supposed to be the weird. I am the weird uncle. I'm just not the weird rich uncle. But anyway, if that ever happened, I would probably. I'd certainly trim down what I do, but I think I'd probably still do TMS because I really like doing it. Like, you'd still find yourself doing the work you want to do. And then new opportunities would open up to do other things that are perhaps more, helpful to the world than just us talking yapping. So we could do more with charities and do all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, like, money can't be the sole motivator, because that never gets you anywhere. I've never met a happy rich person. I've met plenty of miserable ones, like lots of sad ones. And I'm not saying everyone's like this. I absolutely am not. But people who I know who are loaded, are grumpy, just the grumpiest people I've ever known in my life. And it makes me wonder. Like, it makes me go, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want their money. I'm just saying I want to do it in a way.
I'd like to buck the trend. I'd like to see what I could do.
I'd like to see if I could do better.
Also, if there's a really rich person listening that's really happy, send us a message.
Yeah, let us know why you're so rich.
Send us join our Patreon.
Yeah.
Send us 1,000. Fly Wendy to Vegas. Then we'll prove that you're happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, poor people. Also, lots of them are very unhappy. I'm not making a statement that happiness can only be had if you're not a rich person. That's not what I'm saying. But I just see a lot of just grumpy, paranoid, and a few exceptions, but most of the time people are just really pissy. But there's probably a way, and like Brian says, we'll try to buck the trend. So if we have a dying listener who wants to send us their fortune,
who happens to be an uncle,
we'll split it right down the middle and see what we can do. All right.
They don't have to be dying. They could just love what we do and want to see how we would do with what they have.
They could, but it seems like death's the way you get your money out of people.
If you're close to death, here, let Scott send you a battery.
Hey, let's ask that real fast. We were talking earlier how I was kind of traumatized one time because Mark basically held me down and made me lick a battery once.
Yeah.
And it left me with some PTSD about a 9-volt battery. So every time I see one or anyone suggests the idea of licking one, I go, oh, I can't do it. So do you remember any of that? And A and B, would you lick a battery if someone said, "Hey, lick a battery, Mom"?
No, I would not lick a battery if someone said, "Hey, lick a battery." I probably witnessed your trauma and learned from it, because I similarly have like zip. There's a lot of dumb stuff I will do, but that is one thing I won't. So that must be related.
Yeah, you probably.
But
did.
I have maybe we've talked about this before, but mine is not batteries. Mine is soldering irons.
Oh, jeez.
I know why.
Yeah, you know why.
Oh, this sounds like a story.
It's
all
terrible.
Right, so what I would do, my dad had a soldering iron all the time.
All I'm going to say real quick is, oh, you poor thing that your older brother made you lick a battery.
So let me tell you what happened. This was a jackass thing to do, but when we were younger, my dad always had a soldering iron out that was hot and ready to do something.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
It is funny because I don't know what he was always working on something that always needed a soldering iron, and there were always rolls of the solder stuff, and it's just the weirdest. It was weird, but anyway, one time, I don't know if it happened more than once. I don't think so. Maybe it was just the one day. But
once was plenty.
Once was plenty. But I found one of these, or no, I think the way it worked is he had two of them. One was plugged in and hot, and an identical one was not. So you had just seen the hot one being used.
I came home from school. You were soldering something.
Yeah, I guess I was doing something. And you said...
that's the first time I'd ever seen metal melt.
And I said, I got this idea.
I left the room.
You left the room.
And you came in with the cold one, but I did not know it was cold.
She didn't know it was cold.
Oh, no.
So I chased her down, and
You chased me forever.
Yeah, I chased her around the house.
I'm the athlete in the family. I got pretty far. I remember, Scott, I was next to, you had me pinned in the bathroom.
Yep.
That's where I finally got caught.
Yep.
You pinned me down, and you just like, hold still, and you put the soldering iron right to my forehead.
Yep, right, touched her forehead with it. I went, bing, on her forehead. And I remember you thinking that you not being sure if the sensation was hot or not. Like, I remember a look on your face, like,
right.
your brain said, all right, now's when the pain will happen. And I remember interpreting that from your face.
Yeah.
For the
record.
And
also, oh my gosh, my brother's a psychopath. That was the other interpretation.
For the record, I regret that. I regret it. Highly regret doing it.
Here's what's funny. I don't at all. I think it's a funny story. I also think it's part of why I'm pretty darn resilient.
Yeah. I mean, it's siblings teasing your younger siblings is not news. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Like, you've all grown up in families. For all you kids at home that were just only kids, maybe that was different. But if you had siblings, you gave each other crap. Mark gave me so much crap. I mean, that time he almost tore my shorts off in front of my friends. I was so mad at him. I still think about that day. So me turning around going, hey, Wendy, come here. And there was nothing wrong. In my head as the kid, I'm going, oh, well, it's not going to hurt her, so what's the problem? Mm-hmm. It was bad. It was a mean thing to do. I feel bad about it.
Yeah, it was, but also, like, truly, I've adjusted the story to, see, this is why I can do hard things.
Yeah.
You think, Scott?
That's why I'm a big puss and can't lick a battery or jump off a high place. I don't know why that worked out that way for me, but anyway. Well, all right then. We've solved everyone's problems and our own, and we'll find out, I guess, in the coming weeks whether or not Wendy's coming. And if you are, great. If you're not, no problem. But I look forward to next week. Well, we'll do this again.
Awesome.
Help people with their real problems. Wendy Dunford on Instagram. And also, what else?
I don't know. TherapyThursdays.com.
TherapyThursdays.com. You can leave a question there, too. And sometimes she'll forward those and say, hey, we should do this on the show. And we're happy to do that as well. Wendy, have a fantastic week.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Bye, Wendy.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot all about that soldering iron.
Wow.
Sorry.
See, and it's like this is exactly what we were saying on the other show about how because of stuff like that, you don't need to do Diary of a Cartoonist. This is your new Diary of a Cartoonist.
Yeah, this stuff just comes out here anyway.
And you have a therapist on the show to help you parse through it, except for the fact that it was the therapist that you were terrorizing with your confession.
At least with my brother Matt would also tease us all. Mm-hmm. My Korean brother, but he did it in such a way it was almost like comic booky, like because he was the one that would chew up pizza, spit it in a transparent baggie, chewed up food, right? Then he would seal it off, and then he would chase us around the house with it, threatening to squeeze it on us. But that's just weird. Like it's got kind of a surrealistic quality to it.
Monstrous is what it is.
It's awful, but it's not. It's almost like a cartoon. When I did this soldering iron thing, I mean that's just downright shitty for a brother to do. So and the time Wendy came home and I threw salt on her chest and said, hey, look, it's the salt flats. Like, it's just I was such an a-hole at that age. Oh
yeah,
man.
Yeah, kids.
Ironically, her and I are the closest in the whole family, which is hilarious. I'd be pissed at me too if I was her.
Don't hear your brother on TMS.
No. All right, well, that's it for the show. Thanks, everybody. Mashup. I promised to play this. Jamie asked me about it, and I'm going to play it. Jamie's over there at patreon.com/TMS Mashups, and he sent in a final mashup of my time in the video game called Outlast 2. And this is the last time you're going to hear Outlast 2 outtakes. So enjoy these. For some reason, I can't find them. Mashups. There we go. All right. This is it. Scott plays Outlast 2, the finale. He calls this one the Gorbachev. And here it is. It's time. Shit. I don't know where to go. This game sucks. I don't know where to go. Rub my butt. Oh! son of a bitch. Genuinely hate this. Please don't walk on me. Please walk past me. Shit! That's some horse shittery right there. Oh, shit. Shit to you, jackass. Boofed. Boofed. What's happening? Oh, shit! And some batteries. Oh, I don't know where to go. Frick! Run, you shithead. Run! I saw her for a second. Shit. They're coming for you, Barbara. I'm both dumb and stupid at the same time. I'm a sick, disgusting, freaking freak of a freaky. Battery! What the H is that? Give it back. It's my camera, you jackass. You rancid piece of garbage. Come here. Am I witnessing a little bit of rough business there? That's no good. Why are all these people doing it? Father Loudermilch? Shut up, Loudermilch. Freaking Gorbachev-looking forehead weirdo. The hell is that? Was that the... Oh, shit. Oh, there's nothing to do. Here, lay down here. Really? You're gonna lay down on the tortured unit? Come on! Oh my gosh, don't give me that angle. Oh my lord, what are we doing here? Really? We gonna show this? Really? Wow, dude. Did not see that coming. You should. It was the most disgusting birth scene you've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, Brian, I can't even believe that game got away with that.
Really?
I can't believe Twitch didn't shut me down for it. Like, I couldn't believe they went there. You guys saw, a lot of you in the chat, you saw it. It's like, it was like, what, really? We're going to do this?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. They showed up.
It was just... Alex says they straight up showed the baby coming out. Really?
Yeah, okay. Like cord and baby and blood and Virginia, all that. It was very graphic. I was like shocked because the rest of the game is, bloody video game time, but this seemed over the channel. Man, it was something else. Anyway, there's that. You don't have to hear me scream for a while because I'm playing a much chiller game right now for the stream. That's it for the show today. We are at patreon.com/TMS for all you fine folks that would like to support us. We'd appreciate it if you would. That, again, is patreon.com/TMS. And you can find us online, frogpants.com/TMS. All our links are there. And leave us some more voicemails. We love those. 801-471-0462. Email us, themorningstream@gmail.com. Now let's play a song and leave.
No, we will have to play the song. Last night during the stream... or not during the stream, during Raid, with the FERT Raid, the fine folks in my World of Warcraft FERT Raid, who I love playing with. That's what I look forward to on Wednesday and Sunday nights. We were talking about the brand new cover album by Jonathan Colton, which is called Some Guys, kind of a play on the Rolling Stones' Some Girls album cover with a bunch of Jonathan Coltons with wigs. And what's funny is there's no Rolling Stones cover on this entire album, but what there is all the yacht rock, light rock favorites from the 70s and early 80s from like Dan Fogelberg and Poco and Bread and Gilbert O'Sullivan and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to make a confession here. Normally, if a band comes out with a cover album and it sounds just like the originals, then I'm kind of bummed by it. Weezer, great example of that.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this totally works for me because it's clearly Jonathan Colton's vocals. The arrangements are very, very similar to the originals, but for whatever reason, I love this, and I'll play one song thinking, all right, I need to get some work done. I'm just going to play this one song because I'm looking for something to play on the show, and I end up not just listening to the entire album, but singing along at the top of my lungs to the entire album. One of the songs on there was suggested by fellow Canadian Barb. She goes by the name Swipeumon in game. And she requested a little bit of Canadian Gordon Lightfoot. He does the song If You Could Read My Mind, and Jonathan Colton covers it beautifully. And you're going to hear it now. From the brand new album, Some Guys by Jonathan Colton, here is Gordon Lightfoot's If You Could Read My Mind.
See you guys tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 p.m. for TMS PM. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Just fish is frozen.
I had heard that album was one that you wouldn't like because of that, but that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's